A double Viento pile bunker setup, huh? One of my personal favorites from back in the day. Speaking of which, introducing my latest custom build, the Widow's Bite, which lives up to the name. Some of the weapons might seem unorthodox, but what if I told you they're capable of dealing with most matchups in ranked PvP? I'll go into more detail during the build breakdown, but I was asked a few times, when am I going to make another custom setup that isn't a recreation? And some people were asking what my main build is here in Armored Core 6. To be brutally honest, I don't have one because Armored Core 6 is the one entry that feels like you need a build for everything. But my goal with this build, however, is to hopefully fill that role, to be able to deal with most situations, which was always my primary objective with my main builds in previous Armored Core titles, which is way more difficult to do here while still being viable, that is, because most people are aware by now this game's PvP promotes either super passive playstyles or hyper aggressive ones. Anything in between is going to have some kind of weakness exploited. Thankfully, I have yet to experience that with my current build. Also, let me know in the comments if you have a main build. What is it and why is it your go-to? Oh, there's a stagger. Just shy of being hit with the Rubiconian handshake. Good game. That build reminds me a lot of one of my older pile bunker builds, which was a lot of fun. And I revisited not that long ago. Dual Zimmermans on a reverse joint, which means a lot of kicking and a lot of staggering. Actually, I'm pretty sure I fought the same person earlier, when I was using a different build, that is. Oh, give me a second and I'll greet you back. Oh, do I want to fight this while I'm in the air? Or stick to the ground? Any good tetrapod build will be capable of handling both situations. And one thing I do like on mine is that if I'm grounded, in fact, let me show it. Or they're going to force my hand. And they definitely force my hand. But here, boom, boom. That's what I'm talking about. Let me pop this real quick. I don't want to lose. Oh, you're not going to pop your pulse armor? Then I'm just going to zap you with my laser cannon. Case in point, if I'm on the ground and I'm having a one-on-one scuffle with my opponent like that, it's essentially the danger zone for them. My weapons will do so much, even if they try to back off too, but I'm telling you, the close range skirmishes are not something to overlook. So you're playing a little bit more on the cautious side. I don't blame you. Ooh, why am I not surprised? The dive kick that is able to home in on pretty much anything. There we go. And you know what? Let me return the favor with a kick. Not going to make the same mistake you did earlier, and I think neither are you. It's neck and neck. Oh, good kick. Look at that. The missiles, explosive thrower, everything just synergizes so well together. Oh, a Zim shield with a lot of stability. I fought this same build too when I was rocking something else. I'm a lot more confident in my current build, however. And this map is, well, it benefits both of us. Luckily, though, my missiles are going to have a grand old time chasing you down in this wide open space. I cannot believe I haven't been using these missiles sooner, seriously. On a tetrapod, no less, they do so much work. Oh, that shield is very annoying to deal with. Doing as much damage as I can. Oh, I just love how Zimmerman can insta-stagger or punish you with a ton of damage. Still came out on top, though, so it's all good. Seriously, I wish they would reevaluate some weapons in this game. The Zimmerman in particular, I mean, I've said it a few times now, but I can't think of another weapon that has that much stagger potential and damage output with some ridiculous range on top of that. People kite with it, people use it for rush downs. There's literally no drawback to using the thing. Oh, good timing on the pulse armor. Let me use mine too. If I can pop your shield, that would help a lot. Ooh, isn't this an aggressive showdown? So close to staggering you too. Good job blocking my kick. If you hadn't, that would have been that much closer to securing victory. Who's gonna take it home? I would charge my laser cannon, but against an aggressive build, I'm not going to benefit from that. And they'll just block it. Forced your expansion first. That's good. Now is the time to go ham. Now is the time. Ooh, I'm so glad that landed. Had you blocked that, I would have been very annoyed. GG's. A double melee build? Nice. Glad I brought the explosive thrower with me. Seriously, this thing is my go-to on tetrapods. It is the anti-melee weapon. Let me greet you back. Now show me what you got. Oh, some Demon Blade action, but not today. Awesome, and I could see your expansion was about to trigger, so safe to say that you are rocking assault armor. Don't want to get too close for that. Also, because we are using the exact same bazooka, it's going to matter who lands their shots the most for that quick stagger buildup. Ooh, that was close. Looks like mine made contact. Let me see if I can't punish you with the charged laser cannon. That extra bit of damage. Nice dodge. But there we go. Ooh, good swing. There it comes. Thankfully, you were just within reach for my counterattack. Good game, and keep it up. You almost had me there with that Demon Blade towards the beginning. Luckily, I was able to zoom in. There is no way I am being forced to fight the rat catcher of all things. Well, I guess it's a good time to bring it up. Those opponents I mentioned fighting earlier was with my attempt at a rat catcher Mark III. However, sad to say I don't think it's going to happen because, well, I wanted to make a lightweight iteration and sadly it doesn't perform well. And I've been saying this from the beginning, but a lot of people think, well, you got to go as light as possible to make quad Gatling guns work. Ooh, we have assault armor. That's good to know. But the truth of the matter is what makes the rat catcher so effective is its bulkiness to take hits. And if it can't do that, it's going to be at a huge disadvantage. And think back to my fragile recreation. Wow, I am getting chewed up right now. Hold that thought. Oh, they took it. Okay. Well, now that I have a moment to speak, think back to my recreation of Fragile, right? That thing was a Ratcatcher light, and while it can dish out respectable damage, the lack of stability and defense contradicts the entire reason for the Ratcatcher's existence, which is to tank the hits and dish them back with as little effort as possible. So with that out of the way, I need to focus on the current threat, which is my own creation. So this is the POV of every single missile rat I've taken down. Nice, you wasted your expansion. How did my laser cannon miss, though? Whew, so glad that landed. I had enough of a generous health lead, but still. Another thing I'm going to bring up, too, because it does hurt to admit that I'm not going to be able to functionally make a Ratcatcher Mark III. But in addition to changing up the weight class, it's also the weapons in this game. There isn't really anything outside of what I've already done to truly distinguish it from Mark I and Mark II while being similar enough, if that makes sense. For example, I really wish we had some sort of energy machine gun. When that happens, ooh, you could bet I am going to be making something with that. Oh no, I do not want to be in the danger zone. Before, I would say anybody else would be in the danger zone from my perspective, but when it's quad Gatling guns, that's out the window. GG, and I respect the Ratcatcher build, as painful as it was to take it down by my own hands. Double laser shotties with dual pulse shield launchers. That is different. Honestly, looks like a combination of my laser shotty lamb and Thrife's pulse shield launcher lamb. Which makes me wonder why you're not using the Lammergeier legs for this. Good use of cover, making sure my missiles don't reach you. Let me descend a little bit. See, you're gonna be miss pulse protection on top of the pulse shield launcher. So you are essentially bubbling up over there. That is a different take. I respect the strategy. Again, would probably be a lot more effective on the Lammergeier leg since you're a lightweight anyway. Ooh, good damage. I want to make sure that I'm not too aggressive so I don't get hit by those things. Ooh, punish them right before they could kick me. This is a very unique build. I like it. See, it's these kinds of encounters where I'm like, cool, I feel like playing more ranked PvP today, as opposed to the usual suspects where I feel like, nah, maybe I should just play something else like Battlefield 6, because the thing about Armored Core has always been creative expression. The downside in Armored Core 6 is that creative expression is very limited in terms of effectiveness compared to previous entries, especially. Wow, they have all the bubbles that they could ask for. But now you're in my house. Well, now I'm in yours because of that bubble. No worries, playing it safe. Or I'll just pop the bubble. That is also a solution. Let's get these pulse shields out of here. Ooh, that barely missed. That was a fun match, and I do love the uniqueness of the build. Try it on a Lammergeier setup, and I bet you'll see better results. Would you look at that? Another person I ran into earlier when making an attempt at the Ratcatcher Mark III. It does feel bad to admit. The Mark III isn't happening. But again, as soon as they have more variety in fully automatic weapons in Armored Core, probably in the sequel, because I think that's more likely to happen than a DLC, then you can expect more in the making. Oh, that second blade wave still hit me. If it was mine, it would have seriously had a mind of its own and gone elsewhere. Wow, the missile's putting in a lot of work during that stagger punish. Oh, good swing. Oh, and there's the kick for game. Oh, that was so close. Really have to try to find the out to avoid their moonlight. But good round all the same. Let me guess, you're going for cover right off the bat. Indeed you are. Good timing. But you gotta get out of there sooner or later. I can't technically approach you and make your life miserable with the explosive thrower, but you still have a pulse blade on you, and I don't want to deal with that. Oh, I baited that. That's exactly why I didn't go in for my own kick. You would have had a follow-up. Did not appreciate that, though. Ooh, but the explosive thrower is going to say no to that. 1-to-1. Down to the wire again. Gotta take it home. May the best man win. It is curious to see the Moonlight Redshift being paired with the Pulse Blade of all things. Usually, when it comes to the Pulse Blade, it's paired... Wow, you tried to snipe me with the air shot. I do not appreciate that. It's usually paired with something similar, say the Laser Blade or Coral Oscillator, because they pretty much are interchangeable, and you landed both blade waves that time. Must feel nice. Should know I'm not going in for a kick. I learned my lesson after the first round. Good lord, all of the weapons, except for the bazooka missing, were doing a lot of work. Well, that's the Widow's Bite for you. Packs quite a punch. Now that this AC proved its effectiveness, let's talk about part choices. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I wanted this build to be as reliable as possible. Hence why I went with this bazooka instead of the more popular Majestic or Javelin Alpha, due to its quicker reload speed, which is very much overlooked. It allows me to stagger my opponents when I need to with very little downtime. It's also why I went with the laser cannon instead of something like the Earshot's grenade cannon, which I do love, but it takes way too long to reload. And I can also charge up the laser cannon for opponents that are weaker to energy weapons. The missiles are fantastic for throwing off your opponent. They're very easy to lose track of, and it has a very low equip drain, allowing me to equip something like the laser cannon. And the explosive thrower, I never leave my tetrapod without it. I went into this expecting Zimmermans, melee weapons, any form of close-range combat, and it will shut all of that down. And the frame parts are identical to another build I've done on the channel because together it makes a unit. And it fits the theme, as well as the emblem on the top right shoulder, in case you were wondering why this thing is called Widow's Bite. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video, hype it if you can because it does make a difference, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, take care.